Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. Most of you probably already know that Kyrie has officially signed with Anta. And this shoe right here is the very beginning of the shoes that he will endorse. Also with the Pro version and his own signature shoe coming out later. Already a great shoe, and this is the Anta Shockwave 5. So I bought these from China, slightly over 110 bucks or so USD. I'm really curious to see whether they're gonna push out their official store here in North America, or maybe enter the retail market, because this was a big time move, naming Kyrie as their chief conspiracy officer. The Pro version looks fantastic, and that's the exact shoe he wore on feet earlier this summer, and they have put his name on it. I think that's one thing that Chinese brands do really well at. They'll usually have like a Pro version, SE, which is special edition, or like the V2 thing that Li Ning does all the time. It gives them a chance to upgrade the shoe. Usually that's reflected in the upper material and cushioning setup. If brands like Nike and Adidas can start doing that, I can think of so many models that will become even better. But anyways, that's also just a way for them to price discriminate. With the Shockwave 5, it's a shoe that reminds me a lot of an all-time great performer. But there is one downside to it as well. So let's get right into how they perform on the court. Starting off with the cushioning, it's got a full-length nitrogen midsole. The foam itself is pretty soft. You can feel it on the exposed part from the medial side. Because it has a carbon fiber midfoot plate, it's also responsive enough for most people, I would say. There is a nice little springy effect, and landings are smooth. Similar to Adidas Boost and Li Ning's Boom, this is basically Anta's premium technology already. So cushion, I say, is the strength of this shoe. On a side note, I wouldn't say the core feel reminds me of any previous Nike Kyries, because this is still just a team model at the end of the day. But it does feel so much like the Peak Lightning, the Lou Williams shoes. This is like a if you know, you know type of shoe. They're almost identical on feet, and this is one of my all-time favorites. It just conforms to your movements so nicely. All right, moving on to the outsole and traction performance. Anta calls this a cement-resistant outsole. So it's supposed to be very durable for outdoor use. I just haven't used them outside yet. It certainly feels very sturdy in hand, but I can tell you that for indoors, this gives you an amazing stop. Very consistent on both clean and dusty courts. With the treads on the bottom, it really doesn't pick up dust easily, so it works perfectly fine on a dusty court. It is a loud and squeaky shoe, if that matters to you. Now with the fit, it'll be right on if you go true to size. With Anta shoes, I've always gone true to size, and this one is no exception. It is my true size in both US and European sizing, 10.5 or 44.5. So compared to some other Chinese brands, their sizing is really less confusing. Just go true to size, you should be good to go. It's right around average width. However, wide footers, you might want to be careful. So let's talk about the materials. The mesh tongue is soft and plush. Interior padding is nice too, but the upper is wrapped almost entirely in this plasticky outer shell. It's intended to increase lockdown, but kind of defeats the purpose. The netting is giving me some serious Jordan 37 flashbacks, but at least the inner part is very comfy. They call it a dynamic fit technology. Well, it is dynamic, but having a soft layer inside and a restrictive outer layer that folds awkwardly is kind of a gimmick to me. And as a result, for me as someone who has very flat feet, this causes quite a bit of soreness. It's not like a huge problem, but for those with really wide feet or flat feet, they'll feel nice inside, but once you start playing in them for a while, you can probably feel the pressure on your feet within half an hour or so. Otherwise, the heel lockdown is good. No heel slippage from my experience. Breathability is okay. There's enough airflow so your feet don't heat up too much. 420 grams for size 10.5. That puts them right at average weight. Same as like the KD15, for example. So yeah, the only thing to keep in mind is that for wide footers and flat footers, it might be too much pressure that squeezes towards the middle as a result of the upper construction. Overall, there's still a lot to like about this shoe really. Traction, underfoot cushion, and lockdown. On the negative side, the materials are a little bit inconsistent with the outer layer, and my feet felt pretty sore after a while. So obviously the Pro version is going to improve the upper, but I can already imagine that expensive price tag they're going to put on those, and also his signature shoe later on. Either way, just from a performance standpoint, Anta has been consistently delivering good hoop shoes, and this Kyrie signing really makes sense. Only a Chinese brand could hedge against the risk from who knows what he's going to say next. Nobody cares over there, as long as you love China. But let me know your thoughts on the Shockwave 5 down in the comments. Are you excited for the future Kyrie shoes, or what do you think about this sneaker deal in general? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.